Hi friends, it's Joan at 10 Pentacles Tarot, and this is lesson 2 in my series Tarot 101 for beginners. And lesson 2 is all about the anatomy of a tarot deck. So if you watched lesson 1, hopefully you went on and bought yourself a tarot deck based on the Radiant, or not Radiant, based on the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. The reason I asked you to do this was because that way you will understand these lessons much more, because I am using that deck. Okay, so I am using the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, but any deck that's based on the Rider-Waite Tarot will work. All right, so let's take a look at the anatomy of a tarot deck. First, of course, you're going to have a box. We're not going to really say much about that. Some have big boxes, some have little boxes. Some have big guidebooks, and some have little guidebooks. Okay, so first thing, you take your cards out, and you'll have 78 cards. Occasionally a deck will have a couple of bonus cards, but this one doesn't. So then you'll have like a title page card, basically, like a card that gives you some information, like this says: the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck infuses bold, bright colors into the traditional landscape of the original deck, first painted by Pamela Colman Smith. And that's why I like this one, because it has the bright colors in it. And then you'll have a little white book or a bigger guidebook. This one has the little white book, and it has instructions for how to use the deck. It has a history of the deck, and it also has the meanings of the cards, and it will have upright and reversed meanings. Don't worry about reverse meanings right now, or even upright meanings, because right now we're just looking at what a tarot deck is all about and what comes with it. All right, so this is about the size of a regular deck of playing cards, probably a little bit bigger. Some of them are really big, but this one is just kind of a bit longer. Now, there are 22 major arcana cards. Now, major arcana means major mysteries or major secrets. Okay, these cards are said to be about the life journey of the Fool, and they represent archetypes of all the types of people you will meet during your life. All right, and all the situations you could find yourself in. So just about everything you see in this major arcana is something that you will run across in your life. Okay, moments or people that you will run across in your life. So this is often called, the major arcana is often called the Fool's Journey. We'll look at those individually, just not right now. I just want you to see basic what's in the deck. Then we have 4 suits of cards that have ace through 10. And then each suit has 4 court cards. And this is a little bit like a playing card deck. But in this, it's a tarot deck, we have a page, a knight, a queen, and a king in each suit. Now, the first suit is, I'm going to tell you about, is the suit of wands. And the suit of wands is all about inspiration, things you're passionate about. It can be about your career. It can be about creative projects. It can be about anything related to spiritual things or things that you're passionate about. Okay, I'll give you further explanations of this in a later lesson. Okay, then we have the suit of cups. Again, ace through 10, and 4 court cards, page, knight, queen, king. Now the suit of cups corresponds to the element, oh, I forgot to say this. The suit of wands corresponds to the element of fire. And when you think of fire, you think of passion, right? Fire, passion, creativity, things that light you up, all right? And then the suit of cups is related to the element of water. And water, this suit is all about emotions and feelings, okay? So wands are fire, cups are water, and then we have swords. We have ace through 10, and also 4 court cards, Page, Knight, Queen, King. And then finally we have the suit of Pentacles, Ace through 10, and Page, Knight, Queen, King. And that's it. That's what you get in a regular tarot deck. So please don't confuse these with oracle cards, because oracle cards are completely different, and we will talk about that. In fact, I have a video out of what is the difference between tarot and oracle cards, okay? So, we said this is the element of fire is wands. That's about your inspiration, your passions, your things that light you up. Okay, it could be your career. Cups are all about emotions and feelings. Swords are about the intellect. They're about clarity, and they are about the truth. And sometimes they can be about, let's see, like arguments or like some sort of misunderstandings and problems. They can also represent that to a certain extent. And then we have the suit of Pentacles, which is all about the things of the earth, like physical things, your health, your career, and material goods. All right. So let's look at that pentacle, because a lot of you might be a little scared of that. That looks like a pentagram. Okay. This is not this pentacle with the upright point is in no way evil in this card deck. It does not represent the devil. It does not have anything to do with anything evil. It just represents the bringing together of all the elements, and that's what the pentacle is representing, okay? It's a coin. In some suits, it's a coin, okay? So we have wands. Sometimes those are called rods. We have cups or chalices. We have swords, and sometimes we have pentacles or coins, all right? So far you know that we have the major arcana, which is all about the major changes, transformations, and major happenings in our lives, okay? These things that affect our life for the long term are all major arcana items, things. And everything, this is called the minor arcana. The 4 suits and the court cards are part of the minor arcana. Minor arcana is minor mysteries, minor secrets. These are about everyday things that will happen to you. Just everyday things that happen to everybody. And these are not lasting. So if you get a card that you don't like in the minor arcana, it is all about, you know, well, it's not going to last forever. It's a temporary thing. And in fact, if you get any cards that you don't like in your tarot reading, just remember, your future is up to you, okay? If you see something in your reading you don't like, change it, okay? Just change it. And a lot of it is how, even if something is meant to happen to you in your life, how you respond to it is a big part of how it affects you, all right? So, real quick, you can look at these cards, each suit. The ace is all about beginnings, 2, sometimes partnerships, sometimes creativity, 3. What you can do is you can go by actually the numerological meanings of the numbers to get meanings for the cards, okay? Some people do that. For the court cards, we have the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. Well, we'll talk more about all of this in a future lesson, okay, when we talk about the meanings of the cards. But the page generally represents a young person, the knight, a person up to, like, the page will be from like a child or a teenager all the way up to maybe age 20. Knight is like 20 to 35, and the king and queen are from mature people over 35. Now, everybody has youthful energy sometimes. Everybody has, you know, mature energy sometimes. So these cards can represent either a person in your life or part of your personality or the energy that you are in right now. So if I'm really excited about something, I'm starting something new, I may be having night or page energy. Okay, if I'm on a mission, I'm after a goal, I'm trying to make something happen, then I would be exercising night energy. If I'm nurturing, being mature, nurturing, and in charge, I would be having queen energy. And if I am a leader and a person who is very much in charge, I would be exhibiting king energy. All right, we're going to talk a lot more about all of this. The things in this lesson that you need to remember are, we have major arcana cards, and there are 22 of them, and minor arcana cards, okay? All of the other cards besides the 22 numbered cards and the ones with titles, those are major arcana. They're about the major things happening in your life, major themes of your life, lessons you're supposed to learn, and big transformations. Okay, that's major arcana. All of these other cards are called minor arcana, and they are about the everyday things in your life, the everyday happenings in your life, the everyday people in your life. Okay, and these are things that are very much changeable and very likely to change. All right, so we have major arcana cards, minor arcana cards. When you look for when you look for a tarot deck, make sure that your minor arcana cards are fully illustrated. Some decks have pip cards, and in those decks, the minor arcana cards are not illustrated. And let me grab a deck very quickly, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Because this is something you probably don't want to start out with. All right. All right, sorry about that. All right, so one of the cards with the non-illustrated minor arcana cards, I've got this Antique Anatomy Tarot, and I'll just show that to you real quick. The cards are just, okay, so, and they've got, let me find, okay, so we have the suit of rods or wands, and look, it just has one wand, two wands, three wands, 4 wands, 5. So in other words, instead of having an illustrated picture of something that's going on, it will just have the number of items, like 8 wands or 8 cups or swords or whatever. And I find that the Rider-Waite images are much easier to relate to because you can see actual people doing things. Now, on the aces, you don't, because the aces are all about new beginnings, and so there's really nothing there to illustrate at that point because, nothing's happened. This is all opportunity. This is potential and opportunity are the aces. But then when we get into the twos, for example, the Two of Cups, here's two people together. They've got a cup, he's reaching for her hand. And that is about partnerships, okay? And then we have the Three of Cups. So you have 3 people, they're partying, they're celebrating, and that's what the 3 is about. 4 of Cups, we have a man sitting there who's looking very bored, very apathetic. He's being handed an opportunity, but he's sort of just ignoring it. He's ignoring all these other cups. So the meaning of this is like boredom, apathy. And we can see that in the picture, what's going on. If there were just 4 cups and nothing else on the picture, you wouldn't really get a good idea of what it was about. At least I wouldn't. Now, once you really know these meanings and you know what the 4 of Cups is, then you can use any deck and it will make sense to you because you'll just remember, oh, 4 of Cups, yep, that's about boredom and apathy. All right. Then we have the 5 of Cups. Here's a guy. He's in mourning. He's grieving because he's looking at these 3 spilled cups. He's really, really upset about it. But what he's not realizing is behind him are 2 giant full cups, and he's noticing what he's lost, but he's not paying attention to the blessings that he still has, okay? And we can tell this from this picture. Also, okay, the 6 of Cups, we have a boy giving a little girl a cup full of flowers. And so this can be about childhood memories, okay? About reconnecting with someone from your past. We have the 7 of Cups. Here's a man looking at, or a person looking at 7 cups, and each cup has something different in it, okay? This one has a dragon. This one has a wreath of of victory. This one has jewels. This one has a castle on a mountain. This one has a snake. Okay, so this card is about choices. Okay, daydreams. He might be dreaming of all these things he wants, or of all these choices. He may have choices to make. Okay, that's what that card is about. Then we have the Eight of Cups. We can tell here's a person with 1, 2, 3, 8 cups, right? But obviously here's a hole where another cup would be. This person's walking away from those cups. So, and he's leaving what he has to go find what he's in search of for what's missing. That's what that card is about. Then we have the Nine of Cups. Here's a man who's looking very satisfied. There are 9 full cups behind him. He's so happy he has what he wants. His wishes are coming true. And then the final card, the Ten of Cups, is all about fulfillment. And there it is. The Ten of Cups, emotional fulfillment. There's a happy couple with happy children, with a happy home, and so on and so forth. Okay, and we'll talk about the meanings of all of the cards in the next lesson. We'll look at that. But right now, I want to show you one more thing. If you have a different deck than this, remember it's all major arcana, minor arcana with court cards, okay? So let me quickly show you another deck, and then we will be done with this lesson, all about what comes in every tarot deck. What comes with every tarot deck, okay? So again, let's take a quick look at the Light Seers Tarot. Maybe some of you got this one because I did mention it in lesson 1 that this is one of the Rider-Waite based decks. So we have, of course, there's our guidebook. We have our major arcana cards, 0 through 21. And 0 is the Fool, 21 is the World. And the Ace, okay, here's Wands, here's the Suit of Wands, here's the Suit of Cups, and always the Suit of Wands will be about passion, about spirituality, about what lights you up, what lights your fire. Okay, and then we have Cups. Cups will always be about emotions and feelings. And we have Swords. Swords will always be about the intellect and logic and reasoning and truth and the search for truth. Okay, there's Swords, and then finally we have the Pentacles, and they are always about material things and physical things. All right, so there's that. And then of course each suit will have the 4 court cards, the Page, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. And we will go over this and over it until you remember it. And it may take a little while. This is pretty simple here, but just take one step at a time. You might want to watch this video several times. You might want to take your decks out, look through the cards, take a look at the major arcana cards. Take a look at the minor arcana cards. Each suit. Take a look at what's in each suit. 1 through 10. Look at the court cards. Now, when we said the Ace of Cups is about opportunity, it's about potential. The potential of a new emotional situation. Okay, this could be a new love interest. This could be a friendship. This could be a family thing. I don't know. It just depends on what the question is and what the person is wanting to know. But now the Ace of Wands, it's going to be about a new inspiration, a new spiritual activity, a new something that really, a new passionate activity or project that you're going to be working on. And it's the potential of that, okay? And then the 2 would be about going through them. What comes next? What comes next is imagining what your future could hold, what might happen here, thinking about the possibilities, and then there would be actual planning for your future, looking ahead. Okay, so all of these, they follow the same order, 1 through 10, and in the minor arcana, but each one means something different according to what element it represents and what part of your life it represents. All right, we'll talk more about that. I don't want to confuse you anymore. But this is the anatomy of a tarot deck, okay? One more time. We have 21, 22 major arcana cards, 0 through 21. And of course, 0 counts as a card, so that makes it 22. Each of these is about something major happening in your life, a major theme, or a major person, something that's happening, okay? We'll talk about each of those. Again, Wands is about inspiration. It is the suit of fire. Cups is about emotions. It is a suit of water. Swords is about logic and intellect. And it is the suit of air. I don't think I mentioned that. Swords is the suit of air. And Pentacles is the suit of earth, okay? And it talks about all physical things. All right. And then, of course, we have the court cards. The Page, Knight, Queen, and King of each suit. So that is it. That is the anatomy of a tarot deck. And in our next lesson, we are going to start getting to know the major arcana cards. So next lesson, lesson 3, is going to be all about the major arcana cards. We'll talk about each one and what it means. All right. And so I thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this lesson, please give the video a thumbs up. Watch it as many times as you need to get the information. Compare this all with your deck. Take your deck apart, sort it out, see what you've got there. See if you can begin to look at the meanings of the cards and what do they mean to you. Before we go into what the standard meanings are, try to intuitively figure out on your own what these cards are about, okay? Maybe even try to give a reading to someone just looking at the cards and seeing if you can figure out what they're about, okay? Because your intuition is going to play a major role in your card reading, okay? It just will. And you may not